Harambee! Eneo hili si hivyo.
Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic, and maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, James Orengo left the ODM at 20 celebration in Mombasa a very angry man. James Orengo was very bitter because something unimaginable happened to him. James Orengo was denied the chance to speak during the ODM Founders Dinner, which was attended by President William Ruto. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think James Orengo was denied the chance to speak at this event?
I'm very proud that today, being President of Kenya, I have my roots in ODM. And nobody can take that away from me. You may not like it, but that is a fact. Sindio? Yes, you cannot write the story of William Ruto and complete it without saying he was a member of ODM. Not a member, he was a founder member and a deputy party leader of ODM.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want us to do a critical analysis why James Orengo was denied the microphone at that event. Because remember, the previous day, James Orengo and Edwin Sifuna were in control of the microphone. And their speeches did not sit well with the other camp within the ODM circles.
There is no way how ODM can bembeleza Ruto. I can tell you. Hiyo ni ujinga ukubwa sana. Hiyo ODM is the party with the troops. ODM is the party with the troops. Nyerere alikuwa anasema.
But before we get into all those details, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to waste a lot of time. I want to go to the first reason why Orengo was denied the microphone. Number one, after the previous day, there was a lot of fear that James Orengo was going to use the platform in the presence of the president to attack the broad-based government. Because the previous day, James Orengo had made it very, very clear that ODM don't need William Ruto and that it is William Ruto who needs ODM party.
Ruto needs ODM. It's not ODM that needs Ruto. Sijui mnanisikia? There are people in the party. They are behaving as if ODM is the one that needs Ruto. Is Ruto that needs ODM?
James Orengo even revisited the issue of police brutality against Raila Odinga. In fact, even the issue of Raila Odinga being rigged out in 2022.
Everywhere. We must fight everywhere. Na mimi kama kuna watu wanauoga, kama mnauoga, msiuze uoga kwetu. We are prepared to go back to the streets. James Orengo, I am prepared to go back to the streets.
So there was serious fears that if he was handed the microphone, he was going to humiliate and embarrass the president, who was the chief guest at that event. Remember, Orengo believes that a people united cannot be defeated. And therefore, if he was given the microphone, he was going to charge the people to unite, to defeat the oppressors. That's number one. Number two, something happened earlier in the day, which I think informed the decision to deny Orengo the microphone. During the day, Edwin Sifuna used his chance to invite Babu Owino. And Babu Owino spoke at that event. That was before the dinner. And in his speech, it was very clear what Sifuna wanted to achieve by inviting Babu Owino. And Babu Owino also made it very clear that probably that was his last chance and that the organizers were not going to give him another chance. There was the fear that if Orengo was also given a chance, he was going to speak and probably invite others who are not part of the program for that evening to also speak. And we know that two camps have clearly emerged in ODM party. I don't know whether there are 2 or 3 or 4 camps, but at least what we know is that we have 2 camps already, pro-broad-based and anti-broad-based. Orengo is anti-broad-based. So there was the fear that he was going to invite others to speak. Because if he has the microphone and say there's someone he wants to speak there, he can invite him. You can't deny him that chance. Ladies and gentlemen, the third reason why Orengo could not be allowed anywhere near that microphone is because James Orengo is a veteran politician. If you followed that event and you observed the documentary, James Orengo was part of it. But some of the people who denied him the chance were never featured in that documentary. But one thing most people don't know is that James Orengo was never part and parcel of the founding members of ODM party. As a matter of fact, James Orengo was invited to ODM party as part of Raila Odinga reviving him, because James Orengo had been sent into political oblivion when he opposed Raila Odinga during the 2002 presidential elections, where Raila supported Kibaki. Orengo was actually a presidential candidate. Then Raila invited him, and that's how Orengo became a cabinet minister after the bitterly contested 2007 election. So Orengo is not a founding member. So I think someone somewhere wanted to make that point very clear, because most people have always assumed that James Orengo was part of the ODM founding members. Uhuru, surprisingly, is part of that. Orengo, who has been a key member of Raila and ODM, was not part of the founding members. So someone somewhere, I'm 100% convinced, wanted that to come out clearly. And lastly, politics about interest. The previous day, the anti-government forces took charge of the program and they controlled the day. So the pro-government side plotted and they found the opportunity to revenge. The truth is, after they were humiliated, there is no way they were going to take any chance. Because one thing is, this is the honest truth. Opposing something is normally very, very sweet. Very sweet. Like, I'm imagining that today, for example, Uhuru Kenyatta was still the president and William Ruto was the opposition. And Uhuru Kenyatta was introducing these levies, the housing levy, today they are introducing the infrastructure, what? Do you know how Ruto would have taken advantage of those? So opposing something is very, very easy and very sweet. So these guys feared that this could have happened. So they didn't want that to repeat. So they had to revenge. What a better way? Orengo, of all the people, I met one of my friends, Tosha, in Kisumu here, who was in Mombasa. And the first thing he told me, Bwana Lee, Bwana hili kitu, Bwana, hey, James Orengo could not speak. But that's politics, I told him. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think. I'm not so sure whether Orengo will have a comeback, but he was really humiliated. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.